What's up, Team Diadem? We're back with a very special episode of Courtside Sessions, a conversation I've been waiting for over a year and some change with world number 8 and rising, Elina Svitolina.
Hello.
Thank you for taking some time to join us ahead of the Miami Open. It's really special to be able to talk with one of our sponsored players and learn a little bit more about your career, your past year, and especially talking about some of the equipment. And again, this is going to be designed for junior players, parents, and coaches to get some insight into what that's like. So I think the first place that I'd love to start with is if we rewind back to the 2024-2025 off season when you made the switch to Diadem. In that playtesting process, I think that's something that players have to go through as their game evolves. What did that look like for you, the first time you put a Diadem racket in your hand?
Well, thank you for having me, and yeah, it's a pleasure to share my experience. For me, it was, to be fair, very smooth transition, but I think it's because, the racket, firstly, I really loved it. As soon as I picked it up, it's different. I was trying different ones, but then as soon as I picked up this one, for me, it was, something very natural. In a way, I felt like it was the extension of my arm, and yeah, I felt directly well hitting the ball, and to direct the ball was easy for me as well. So yeah, it was very smooth transition, of course, with the help of the team, with little changes that I had to adjust in my game, and also with the strings later on for me was important. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier with the switch, and couldn't be happier with my racket as well.
I love to hear that. And during that playtesting process, as you're going through different frames, how many did you try, and how many different variations of the different weighting and everything? What was that process like?
I tried 3 or 4 models. They all been completely different. I liked, then I reduced it to 2. I liked 2. They've been all black, so I didn't know which one was which. But yeah, I felt like, it was easy power and easy spin from this racket. And for me, it was something that I've been looking for, to not force, the movement, to not force with my arm. I think it's important to understand like what are you looking for, and to be clear with that. And my coaching team, they know me. They've been working with me for a long time, and they know what I've been looking for in a racket and in a string. So yeah, for me it was all about trying to just complement my game, and to not do to not go too crazy, because of course I was already at the top of the game a few years back, and then coming back to tennis and picking up my game again. It was just important to do little adjustments, and yeah, so it was back to two rackets, and then I think I tried different tension for this racket, and for me it was yeah, just important to find the tension, and then yeah, I never looked back.
I love that. And how long did the testing process work for you? Over a couple weeks or a couple days? How did
Well,
that work?
at the beginning it was a couple of days, and then I had to adjust tension. As I mentioned, it was important for me to try to play indoor and outdoor, because the ball can fly a bit different. So yeah, I was in Europe, then I went to Dubai. I also was playing with it outside with a bit warmer conditions. And yeah, as soon as I arrived after to Australia, yeah, the tension was perfect, all sorted, and yeah, I was very happy, and made a quarterfinal, I guess.
Yes, that was very exciting. And then when you were playtesting the rackets, what were some of the things that you were looking for from your frame as you were making that decision?
For me, it was important to find the easy power from the racket, from the string. so it has to really match, a little bit your game. So for me, I try to be more aggressive, and I think this was something that I was looking for, to not force too much with my body, with my arm, with my shoulder, and I think with the adjustments of the string, it was perfect, because when I can go a little bit lower in the tension, if I need a bit more movement from the string, and then when it's too hot, you need to go a little bit higher in the tension, and then it's just plays perfect. I think the racket itself reacts very good to the heat, because of course, as a tennis world, you travel a lot, you play in different conditions, also very different. Like, for example, if you take Indian Wells, day match and night match, they are very different. So you have to make these adjustments, and I'm happy that the racket keeps the tension very well. And it's important. The small margins is super important for us as a top athlete.
That's great, and I think something that's very unique too, as we worked on building out this customized Elina Svitolina signature frame, is that this is the actual racket that you use. You play with a stock frame, which I think is very unique in pro tennis. And I'd love to learn a little bit more about the design process, and because I think that's something that's a very cool story, is that a lot of what this racket looks like came from you directly. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about the colors that you chose and why you did that.
Well, I really put my heart into it. I love blue color, and I think it pops nicely there. And purple as well. I think it's like the shades going from blue to purple is brings like the power, it's just. I love the design of it, so hopefully the people and the players can enjoy it as much as me, and it's gonna inspire them for the wins.
Oh, 100%, and I think it already has all across the world. Something else that I thought is very cool is around the hoop, it has this kind of repeating logo with your signature logo and the Diadem diamonds. Where did you get that inspiration from?
Well, it's for me, it was just trying to find something special. I think for the rackets, there are not too many rackets like those, and of course, with my logo and Diadem logo is cool. I think pattern to have, and my logo looks a little bit like a ball with an S in it. So I think it just represents me a little bit, and just try to draw inspiration from the art world, and just do something, implement it in tennis. I think it's cool.
Well, I think you did a great job, and it's a very beautiful frame. I think another very cool thing that I've been able to watch as a fan is your rise. I think when you started with us, you were around 23 in the world, and you're up into the top 10 now. How much of that confidence comes from using this frame that you helped create?
Well, definitely, it's really big, because I changed the frame couple of years now, and also changed the strings last year, which was a big transition for me as well. I'm very, very happy, that it feels like an extension of my arm, and never looked back after that switch. For me, it was important, to find, this little improvements that I can do in my game, in my serve, and just generally, I think lots of people have been noticing that, I have a bit more power. My direction of the ball is also much better. So I'm happy that I made this switch, and just complementing my game.
That's great. And something that you mentioned too is the string change. You're using the Pro X in 17 gauge now. How much do you think that's impacted your rise in performance this year since you made that transition?
Well, people have been asking me what have changed, but actually, not many people know that I changed my string in December. Also, it was very smooth switch for me. I'm really happy, the team could come and help me with that. So we had different variation of the strings. I think also 3 or 4 different types, and for me, this one played more natural. I think it took me like just a couple of hours to find the right tension as well. And I'm happy that it keeps the tension very well. I think for me, important that the tension really stays well throughout the match. And I think that's really big. Of course, with the conditions, taking different conditions tournament to tournament, yes, is reacting really well.
I love to hear that, and I think the Pro X string in particular has become Diadem's best seller, and probably in large part because that's what you're using now. So I definitely appreciate you sharing that story. Something else that I've noticed too, following your career, especially as of late, is you do a lot of advocacy for mental health, and I think that's a big part of tennis, especially for junior players. It's an up and down game. How important is that piece of the puzzle to have so much success?
It's definitely very important to take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. And in September last year, I was struggling a little bit. I was too tired, exhausted of everything what's going on. Of course, I put a lot of pressure on myself because I want to be better. I want to play better. And with so many tournaments throughout the year, sometimes it can be challenging, to perform at your best. And my game is really built on the fire and having that fire inside of me. So I took a couple of months off to really rest, to try to find again this fire, to face difficult situations, to go back to routine work, because tennis is all about the routine and daily work that you have to do. So very happy that I did that, and of course I think we can see the results is going well, and just happy that I have again this fire to go for it and do my very best.
That's great. Where do you find that fire? Where do you think that comes from? What motivates you to lock in on that part of your game?
It's definitely my goals. I want to push myself to go for more. I want to reach a higher ranking and, of course, win the titles. That's always been a goal for me. Just try to put all the hard work day in, day out, and I think this is what really drives me to represent my country in a decent way, and just do my very best every single day.
I appreciate that. I think that's very cool insight for a lot of people to be able to hear and listen to. I think something else that I would be curious about is overcoming injuries and how that process has been for you. I imagine that's very difficult, but something that all athletes go through during their career. How do you power through those moments and reset and come back stronger?
2 years ago I had a surgery, so I had to stop for a little bit and do a proper recovery. It took me a little bit of time, but it was important to just take the maximum time for it to heal, to recover and make it stronger again. I think slower you go and further you will get, because it needs to really heal properly. These injuries, even the small ones, you need to do all the necessary things that's suggested by the medical team, and to not rush, because if you go too quick, sometimes the body is not ready. And there is one thing when you are practice ready and then when you're match ready, because you have so much stress when you compete, and sometimes you don't think too much, you push your body, and sometimes it cannot handle it. So it's important just to make it stronger, to take time to really be match ready, and test it out on the practice court, practice matches, and then go for the tournaments. It's to really take your time and listen to your body is major.
I think that's very good advice, especially for the young players out there as they're working through those things that pop up through the course of the season. Maybe it's not a very major injury, but those little things can kind of creep up on you if you're not taking care of it, right?
Yeah, definitely. You need to listen to your body. If it's just a little soreness, or maybe it's is the injury that can occur. So sometimes you just need to take a couple of days off, or maybe a week off, just to heal it and to find this power again and be again at 100%. I think when you're not 100%, that's where the injuries can really occur, and yeah, have to watch out.
Definitely. And something else that is kind of interesting, I think, in professional women's sports is that you became a mother. And how has that impacted your mindset maybe towards the game, and what's that experience been like for you?
Yeah, it's definitely changed our life. For me and Gael, it's really special, to share this moment together off the court and as a family. Of course, it changed our perspective, and now this is the last year for Gael as well. So it's going to be really special for us as a family, and a new chapter for him in 2027. So yeah, it's gonna be special to be on this journey together.
That's really exciting, and something else that I want to touch on too is that support system that you have. Obviously, your husband is a high-level tennis player too. Do you find that that's an important piece and maybe helps you throughout the season, that your partner is going through it with you?
Yeah, it helps both of us, I think, because when you know what the other person is going through, and being together at the highest level of the sport is something great and very rare where it happens. So I think, when there are tough moments, we really know what to say to each other. I mean, we know each other's thoughts, kind of, and it's important to have a team next to you, but also, when you have a partner who is going through something same, it's extremely special, and we cherish it a lot.
Yeah, that's great. I can only imagine that makes it a little bit easier, that you guys are sort of on the same schedule too. That probably helps a lot, right?
Yeah, sharing the time together, and of course, when we have our daughter, we can take her with us sometimes, and it's just nice to travel as a family. I mean, it's probably not going to happen much more from next year, but still, when we are both competing, I think. It's really cool, and we try to motivate each other, and who's gonna play better on the tournament. So it's cool process, and I think it's just we draw motivation from it.
That's awesome. And speaking of traveling, I'd be curious, you've gone all over the world to play tennis. What are some of the favorite places that you've been able to visit, or that you circle on your calendar every year as exciting stops?
Well, we have a lot of tournaments throughout the year, a lot of mandatory tournaments that we have to play. Mm-hmm. I love to compete at the biggest ones. And for me, playing thousands, like Indian Wells, Miami is always special, because I feel like it's lots of people, big crowds, and it's the motivation that we have. I think every city has their own energy, mm-hmm. And own spirit, and fans. I love to play in Europe as well, because I feel like it's really close to home, and I spend a lot of time there too. So it's different. I think different city has their own thing, and New York, it's lots of energy, a really cool place to compete in. So
100%. And I think another thing that I would be curious about is something that I get a lot of questions from junior players and their families. It's on nutrition. As you're traveling the world playing tennis, is that an important piece for you, on what you're eating and putting into your body?
Yeah, 100%. You have to fuel your body. You have to recover from some tough matches. Sometimes you don't have too much time to recover for your next match. You need to be ready, so it's important to know what your body needs. Yeah, I think throughout the years I've learned what works for me, what doesn't. And sometimes you need to play really late, or sometimes you are first on. So it's important, to listen to your body. Do the journaling as well, like how you feel, what works, what doesn't, and that's I think important, because the energy, it has to be very stable throughout the match. You have to really keep it stable. And yeah, just try to find what works for you, because sometimes something might work for one person but doesn't work for you. So it's good to know.
That's a cool piece of insight too. I think I'd be curious, is there anything that you indulge in? Any special? Do you like desserts? Is there anything that you'll take an extra bite of, or anything like that as you're traveling around?
I like desserts. I like chips as well, but I try to limit it. Of course, sometimes you really want something, but for me, to not have, to not have something and to have this in my mind is not good. So I try to, if I want something, I take it, but like a small piece. But I think important, like 2 hours before, 3 hours before, to really be to take nutritious food to really fuel your body before the matches or practices.
I think that's really good advice. And something that I would be curious too is pre-match, when you're getting ready to walk out on the biggest stage, Australian Open semifinal. What are you thinking? What is that? What's going through your brain during that phase before you get out there?
I have my routines that I do before any match. If it's 250 tournament or it's a Grand Slam, it's the same for me. I think important to really keep your routines the same. Because of course there's lots of pressure, and you want to perform at your very best. So even before training, sometimes I have a same routine that I have before the match. So I think important to implement that into your training sometimes, so then you can find your focus the same as you would find it for a match. And of course, I try to remind myself that I've been training all these years for these kind of moments, and now it's time to shine. It's time to really go for it and make it happen.
That's great. I think that's a very cool piece of advice too, to approach your training with the same mindset that you do before a match. Do you listen to music or anything like that during that time?
Sometimes, but very rare, because I think music hypes me up too much sometimes. But of course, there is a lot of buzz before the matches, and of course, when it's a Grand Slam, when it's like New York, for example, everything is buzzing already, so you don't need too much. Me personally, it's not working. So I try to really just calm myself down, or be normal, or talk with my team to release, all these nerves. We're all humans, so it's normal, like we are excited or nervous before the exciting event. So you just need to find what works for you. I think for some players the music works, it calms them down. But for me, just trying to find my focus, to find my game, and just because it's all about the execution of your game plan, execution of what you've been working on. So yeah, it's about just trying to find this balance between being excited and not too nervous is important.
That is definitely important. Something else that I'd be curious about is, let's say you're on Arthur Ashe Stadium court, it's the finals match of the U.S. Open, and you're serving for the match point. What's going through your head there? How do you calm yourself down and make sure that you're ready to go win that thing?
Well, I haven't experienced that yet. I experienced the semifinals there against Serena, actually. It's very nervous moment, I would say. But as I mentioned before, it's important to keep like the same routine, the same kind of thoughts, what you have to do, like the game plan, what you need to focus on if you are serving or you're receiving. Remind yourself about the game plan. or maybe a few things that your coach told you. So yeah, just go back to like basics, what you have to do on the court, and I think this is distracting your mind from outside noise that you have.
I imagine that's tough too, with the stadium roaring full of people. It's probably challenging to get to that space.
Yeah, it's challenging, but I think it firstly comes with experience a little bit as well. And also, like, sometimes I self-talk myself into like what I have to do, because yeah, your mind is sometimes tricking you, is thinking about different things, but when you go back with your focus, it's just reminding yourself about what you have to do next. It will distract and bring you back to focus.
That's great. And in this stage of your career, are you thinking at all about the legacy that you will leave behind, or anything like that, or are you just focused on right here and right now?
I try to share the moments with the kids in Ukraine or around the world. I think share this the motivation, introduce tennis also to the kids. It's important, and for me, I perform at my best, but then outside, I try to really share these moments to inspire kids and to give them opportunity through my foundation, also to play tennis, to play different sport. I think sport just gave me so many opportunities to meet so many people and to do different things. So yeah, I want to give back through that.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned your foundation too. I think that somebody in your position that has the power to give back and to influence the next generation, it's very cool for me to be able to see you doing that. You want to talk a little bit about the foundation and what you're doing?
Yeah, I launched the foundation now maybe 6 years ago, and we've been doing different projects. It's really cool. We have mental health program. We have masterclass that I do together with Sergei Stakovsky. We have different programs to give kids the opportunity to play in Ukraine and outside of Ukraine as well. So we can share this. We can share the experience that me and Sergei that we have on tour, and just to try to introduce tennis in general. Sports is something that teaches you discipline and gives you many opportunities. So why not to try?
I like that. And do you plan on introducing tennis to your daughter? Is that something that you want for hers to play the game as well?
Well, she's already playing not playing, but she's learning how to play a little bit. We will see how it goes, but we are giving her range of different sports, and we'll see if she likes it. She's very active, she's very athletic, so she's gonna probably do some sport, but we're not forcing on tennis because, of course, tennis has been in our lives for so many years, so we want to discover other sport as well.
That's very exciting, and I think we actually have something here for your daughter. We may have heard that she's been dabbling in tennis a little bit, nice. So if you want to open these ones up, we have a couple of the junior frames that when she's out there on the court, she can be like her mom and represent Diadem.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, she's gonna love it. Oh, it's also matching perfectly.
Yes, exactly.
My racket with a little blue. Yeah, it's beautiful. And her favorite color actually is pink.
Oh, that's exciting.
So it's cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, 100%. I think as we look to wrap up this conversation, something that I would be curious about is on that legacy piece is when it's all said and done, what do you want her to remember about your career and all the kids in Ukraine, and what do you want them to remember about Elina Svitolina?
Well, I want them to be inspired by me on the court and off the court. I think fighting for your dream is important and for what you want to have in your life. I try to fight from the first until the last point and really give it all. I think this like the little simple things that I want people to see me do. So yeah, I think yeah, just fight for your dreams and really make it happen.
I love that, and I think that you're making a great mark in that regard, and that that's what I know you for, and I think everybody else does too.
Thank you.
And now, as we look through 2026 season, we're getting ready to start Miami. What are your goals as you progress through this year?
Well, my goal at the beginning of the year was to reach top 10, and now I find myself number 8. Of course, it's nice, gives me a confidence, gives me this good feeling with my game. But I think important to really focus on the basic things, just try to improve my game. Every tournament is very different, and the conditions are different. So tennis is all about adjusting your game, adjusting your, yourself a little bit. So for me, it's giving my very best in every tournament, and then see how it goes. I try to really not put too much pressure, and find still the enjoyment in the tough moments. The year is still very long. We are just a couple of months in. So yeah, I think I'm on the right path. I would try to continue putting the work on the court, off the court with my team, and see how it goes.
That's very exciting, and I'm looking forward to tracking your success throughout the whole year. I know there's more big wins coming, so that'll be very fun. The last thing I think is we can open it up for if you have any advice for a junior player, if they were going to come to you and say, Elina, how can I be like you and be the number 8 player in the world, climbing the ladder? What would you say to them?
I think important just to try to enjoy, any sport. Can be tennis, can be other sport. Just try to enjoy with your family, with your siblings or friends. I think sport teaches you really lots of things, discipline, fighting for what you want. And also, releases all the negativity that you might have from outside world. So yeah, I just try to really go for it and give it a try.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us in your busy schedule. And ladies and gentlemen, that's another episode of Courtside Sessions. We're wrapping it up. We got to get Elina back to training. She has a big week ahead of her for the Miami Open, but thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.